This training will go over the Maryland NRCS customization using Civil 3D 2020. There are a couple steps that you have to do first before opening up the Civil 3D 2020 and starting the NRCS customization process. The first step is that you have to open up File Explorer. Once you have File Explorer open, go to the View tab and double check to make sure file name extensions and hidden items are both checked. The next step is if you currently have a workspace set up in 2018, you want to export that workspace so you can then import it into 2020. And you can follow those directions for saving and importing workspace on our blog site under www.marylandcadusers.com. So you'll notice under the customization, under 2020, you'll see saving and importing customized workspace. And I'll also place a video up here on how to do that. And then the other 3 documents that I'll be going over are also located on our website. So after IT installs the CAD software, then you can continue on with verifying that the CAD standard 2020 exists before you move on with the customization. So it's under the C program data folder. So you'll notice under the C drive, under program data, you want to make sure that CAD standard 2020 is there. If it is not there and you have to use Civil 3D, that's fine. Just go ahead and make sure that you use Civil 3D, and then you're going to have to restore it back to the default settings prior to doing the customization. Once that file's there, you'll then go ahead and follow instructions for the NRCS customization, which again is on our website. So user setup, Civil 3D 20 from Windows 10. So that's what I'll be going over next. And then if an Autodesk licensing screen appears, you'll go ahead and follow those instructions for activating the Autodesk Civil 3D 2020 network license. So we'll go ahead and start with the user setup. Like I said, first, you just want to go ahead and make sure in your File Explorer to make sure the file name extensions and hidden items is checked. And again, if you did open it up, you need to reset Civil 3D. So if you go towards the end of this PDF file on page 5, you can just go ahead and click Start the Civil 3D 2020 English. And go ahead and reset settings to default, confirm OK, and then it'll automatically launch AutoCAD as plain AutoCAD, and then you just want to quit that, and then you can start to redo your customization. So real quickly, you'll notice Civil 3D 2020 English, and if you go down to the bottom, reset settings to default if you've already opened Civil 3D. If you have not, we'll continue on with the instructions. So you want to go ahead and launch Civil 3D in the metric. So we'll go ahead and do that. Make sure that it is the blue C that you're launching, the Civil 3D 2020 metric. Click that to open it up. You may get a window that pops up that says something like this: AutoCAD is no longer the default application associated with DWG files. What do you want to do? Since 2018 was uninstalled and 2020 was installed, it's asking how do you want to open up DWG files. Well, you want to make sure that DWG files are opened with AutoCAD, which is recommended. Just go ahead and click the top one. So now we're in Civil 3D 2020 in the metric form. So following the instructions, what we need to do is we need to go in our profiles and we need to download and install the NRCS customization profile. So you can right click, options, or you can just type OP, enter, options will come up also. And in the tabs at the top, you want to go over to profiles. So select profiles, and you'll notice that there are 4 profiles currently in the out-of-the-box program. The Civil 3D Imperial, you want to go ahead and rename that. And then the front, you just want to type in original. Leave everything the same with the carets in the front, same name, carets in the back, apply and close. And now we're going to go ahead and import the NRCS profile that was created. So go ahead on the right-hand side, click Import. You're going to go ahead and navigate to the C drive, Program Data, Autodesk, Civil 3D 2020, and down at the bottom you'll see a Support NRCS folder. And then in that support folder, you'll see the Civil 3D Imperial 2020 NRCS ARG file. Select that file, click Open. So now we're importing that. So you want to delete everything until you get to Imperial. We're going to put 2 carets at the end and 2 carets in the beginning. So the 2 less than signs in the beginning and 2 greater than signs at the end. Have this checked, which is default. Go ahead and click Apply and Close. Go ahead and click OK. And now you want to go ahead and exit out of the metric. So you can just click your C and then exit Autodesk Civil 3D 2020. Save changes, no. And now we're going to go ahead and launch Civil 3D 2020 Imperial. So go to your Autodesk English, Civil 3D 2020 Imperial. One suggestion I would make is that you could go ahead and right click on that and you go to the More and pin the taskbar. And what that does, it'll actually put it down at the bottom of your screen so you don't have to go through it this way. You'll notice that I don't show my desktop. Now, some people have desktop icons on there. I do not. It might be shown on your desktop, so you can go through that way too. Either way, whatever's easiest for you. Just know that you want to make sure the shortcut is for the Civil 3D 2020 Imperial. Go ahead and click Open on that. And then we'll start the customization. If there is an Autodesk data collection and user window that appears, you can select whether or not to participate. Go ahead and select your choice and click OK. You can move your tool space to your preferred screen location or click on the tool space, auto hide, and properties to change the docking, etc. So right now we're looking at Civil 3D with the NRCS customization associated with it. And the one thing that you will note on top here, the NRCS tab and the Trimble link being, the ones that the customization was done, you know that it was done correctly if you have those too. Now the Trimble link, since we don't use Trimble here in Maryland, we can type in and we can disable the Trimble link tool. So if you type in CUI, so on the customization file, under the partial customization files, you can expand that, and on the Trimble link, you can right click, unload Trimble link CUIX. Go ahead and click apply. Click OK. And you'll notice the Trimble link will now not be shown. The next step is you want to import your NRCS waterway sub-assemblies. So if you go up to the ribbon, Insert, Import Sub-Assemblies under the Ribbon tab. Make sure that you want to create new palette. And this is, you're just going to call this My NRCS Waterway. Click OK. I'm going to go to the source file, which again is under your C, Program Data, Autodesk, Civil 3D 2020. Then under Support, you'll see Waterway Sub-Assemblies. You can select all these and click Open. You don't have to check the catalog library. Just go ahead and click OK. We can go ahead and exit CAD now. Again, top left-hand corner, exit Autodesk Civil 3D 2020. Save changes, no. Again, we can go ahead and relaunch. So currently, here's the Civil 3D workspace that's shown. Just a couple things. Here's your tool space, pretty much the same thing as 2018. If you did have a workspace that you want to import, you can do that now. So you want to type in the command line, or if you have the dynamic input on, you can just type in CUI. And this is where you're going to go ahead and hit transfer. Make sure your main customization file is over here on the left-hand side. As explained in the instructions, go ahead and click Open Customization File. Go to where you saved that. And in the training, I saved mine under C Program Data. Go ahead and click Open that. Grab and drag it over to the left-hand side under the main customization. Click Apply. Click OK. And now if you want to switch to your customization. So once you have your workspace set up, you can switch back and forth, from Civil 3D or whatever workspace you want to, go back and forth with. If you wanted to do planning and analysis, Workspace, this is out of the box, but you can switch workspaces however you like. So that's generally speaking, getting your workspace set up the way that you actually like it. Another thing I want to go over real quick is tool palettes. I do use tool palettes. One thing you do want to do first is you want to go in the options, and you want to come down to your tool palette location. And these are the three that are set up. You want to add one. And as long as you are, on the federal system, you're able to do this. But you want to go ahead and do your templates under the support files. Under tool palettes, go ahead and click OK. Apply, OK. And what I like to do with my tool palettes, and this is just something that I do, is if you right click on that, it shows them all right now, but I want to customize my palettes and only show certain ones, and I make my own palette name. So go ahead and customize palettes, minimize all these, on the right hand side, and then we're just going to create a new palette group, and then I'm going to add to that group. So you can right click new group. I'm just going to call it Dan's. And then over here are all the different palettes that are available to add to that. My NRCS, that's the one that you created earlier. You can just add that to your palette group. And then the other ones that I'd like to add are down here at the bottom. Basic commands, as built, base map and existing features, blocks and symbols, geology hatching, general drafting, notes and tables. So I go ahead and I can minimize that, hit close. Now if you go to your palettes, and if you right click down here on customize, select Dan's, and you'll notice that it only has the ones that I have selected that I use. So that's something that you can set up on your own as far as using palettes. But I do use these palettes. If you do use the palettes that NRCS customization provides, those palettes actually put them on different layers. We adjusted our palettes to go on our layers that are on our templates. So with that being said, the next step that we want to do, we want to set up our QNew and our default location for templates. Again, options, template settings, drawing template file location. So right now, it goes to C program data, CAD standard 2020 templates. We want to remove that. We want to go to browse. And again, you have to make sure that you're syncing with SharePoint, and you select the Civil 3D templates. Click OK. So that's the first step you want to do. The QNew, remove that one, browse, and you want to go into, again, the templates and the standard templates, and you can just select the blank one, DWT. Right now, click open. So that's the QNew. The rest of this stuff is kind of set up already, and it's just basically everything is set up correctly. Display, I like my crosshair sizes, the entire screen. So this is all user preferences. I don't like to display the paper shadow, so I usually uncheck that and display paper background. If you want that displayed, you could. Open and save, just make sure the automatic save is set up. Plot and publish, you can set up your default plot settings here. You can plot the file if you want to. Background processing options, enable background plot when plotting or publishing. You can do both if you like. So this here you could set up, to your default plotter. This is all your different settings that you could select. drafting settings, colors, things like that. And if you wanted to change your theme to light, you could do that, or dark. Go ahead and click apply. Click OK. So now, if we go to new, you'll see that the template comes up automatically because that's our Q new. And the first time you go in the geolocation, remember my choice. Do you want to use online map data? Yes. And again, make sure that you are logged in correctly, and the map data will come up. And you'll notice the default is a gray background. If you don't like gray, you might want to change that. Again, options. And then you go to your display. Go ahead and click colors. And then this is your 2D model space. Color set is 254. Some people like black. Some people like white. Some people like a grayish color. You know, you can change that to whatever you like. It's all on, you know, what you like for your background. Or you can leave it as default. Then you can change your model, sheet layout, 3D. You can change anything you want there. So that basically covers the customization, just a little bit going over your workspace, setting up your templates. So to start with a template, you want to go to up top here, new, drawing, and then it'll come into your Civil 3D templates. And then you just want to make sure that it's set to DWG. And then there's all the templates that are shown on the SharePoint. So I should have actually set this up differently. So if I go into my options, under files, template settings, drawing template file location, browse that. Again, templates, and then I just want to double click in there, click OK, apply that. So now when I go into file, new, drawing, it'll go directly to that folder. So if I wanted to open a specific template, go ahead and click open, and it opens up that template. So the other thing is you want to do your CTB file. So again, options, go down to your printer support file path under Files tab. Under Plot Style Table Search Path, we're just going to go ahead and click Add a Location. We're going to browse again to the SharePoint site. It shows the support files. And as long as you have that support files in there, go ahead and click OK. Hit Apply. Click OK. So now if we go right click, Page Setup Manager, you'll see the NRCS black white CTB files now available. We click OK. Close that. You want the colors to show up on the USDA as green and blue. You can go ahead and hit the plot. You can edit the NRCS black and white, and the colors that you want to look for is 106. Use object color, and then 162. Use object color, save and close, and hit cancel, regen. And now you'll notice the color show up on the logo. That's all for this video for the NRCS customization for Civil 3D 2020.